Hey everyone, welcome back to Pick Six, the NFL betting preview show out of the Fair Football Podcast. My name is Ollie, and I'm joined by my co-host, as always, Mr. Liam Davis. It was better last week, mate. It was better, has to be said. 6-6 could obviously be
Baby
better than that,
steps,
but we'll have to
baby
take it, I
steps, mate.
suppose.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Let's have a look at my picks here. Don't really have any excuses for him, to be honest. Packers was just an wow, did not see that coming. Did not see a
Yeah,
28-0 lead. It was a bit of a comeback, but I mean, I gave up on it after 21-0. I gave up on
yeah,
it. So.
that's always tough. Yeah, I got a bit fortunate with Zamir White. Thank God I took his rushing and receiving because he
I
went
saw
over
that
his
he had
rushing.
52, didn't he? 52 yards, didn't he have or something? And you're
Yeah, yeah, and then he lost a couple of yards as well. So that was close, but I mean, Miami Tennessee annoyed me because that should have gone under, but
Oh, it's the
it,
last second
18 points
touchdown,
in the
wasn't it?
fourth
Yeah.
quarter. What are you gonna do? Anyway, positive signs. We're on to bigger and better things. I'll get us kicked off with this week's picks. Week five, we're on now already. Blimey. Going to start, funnily enough, mate, with one of your picks from last week, which is the Packers -3. When I first took this, it was 3.5, and it's come down to three. Not too sure why, but I think Jordan Love was pretty obviously still struggling a little bit last week. He was ripping it, but he wasn't really moved around very comfortably. And they ran the Vikings, in the end, pretty close. Vikings are probably the best team in the NFC right now, which is a little bit weird to say, but their defense is lights out and it's working on offense. So the Rams are a bit of a weird team. Kind of hard to predict which sort of Rams team's going to show up, but no Cup, no Puka. O line's a mess. Defense is horrendous. I really fancy Green Bay to bounce back here. This is my player of the week as well. Um, this is LaFleur versus McVay. I believe this is LaFleur 5, McVay nil, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Um, 5-0 against the spread as well. And yeah, Packers 9-1 straight up in their last 10 against the Rams.
Nice, mate. Yeah, can agree. Rams are hard to predict. Just having a look at my previous games, I've definitely picked against them twice. No, I went with them and then against them back-to-back weeks and lost both. So
Yeah, maybe
yeah,
leave them alone.
I'm gonna be staying away from them for a while. But yeah, I'll go with my play of the week then. Is Monday Night Football, the Saints plus the 5.5, going into Arrowhead. I think the Saints could easily be 4-0 right now. There was two sort of busted coverage plays. One definitely stands out against the Eagles. It was man coverage up against Dallas Goedert, and two guys just ran into each other on a crossing route, which means he had 40 yards of space to run into. And then the Falcons, I'm pretty sure a similar thing happened to lead them to the game-winning field goal. So yeah, two very close games. Their two defeats they have had come a total of 5 points. See, the spread here is 5.5. Chiefs aren't pulling away from anyone, from what I'm seeing. Watched quite a lot of their game against the Chargers on Sunday. Of course, that bad injury for Rashee Rice, caused by Mahomes. I couldn't quite believe what I was seeing. They've
Crazy.
just lost probably outside Mahomes at the moment, probably their best offensive player. Just think that number's a little bit too big. So yeah, I'll take the Saints at 5.5.
Mate, I'm right there with you. That is
Nice,
also
mate.
one of my
Nice.
picks that I was very close to making my player of the week, but just preferred the Packers. But yeah, I'm completely with you here. Saints have covered five of their last six. I don't think they should be anywhere near a touchdown, to be honest. I think it should be way close to a field goal. Obviously, no Rashee Rice. Um, and yeah, with the exception of the Eagles games where there was obviously the Saquon big run, and then there was the Dallas Goedert thing you mentioned. They've been very solid on defense. Yeah, just agree with you, really. Think 5.5 is a few too many. Even if the Chiefs do win, like we said, but they've not been putting teams away, putting them to the sword or anything. So I do think it will be within the touchdown. I think it'll be closer to a field goal than the seven. So yeah, Saints 5.5 for me as well.
Nice. Always good when we're on the same pick. Going for 4 for 4 for my unders plays this year. The only ones I seem to be able to hit. Going for the late night slot on Sunday, Seahawks host the Giants, going under 43 and a half. Injury reports for both teams are, I mean, I had to scroll down, especially on the Seahawks one, but I mean, kind of understandable as they played Monday night. So I think guys sort of go on it at a bit later after a Monday night game. But the Giants one, not as big. However, the players wise were a lot bigger. Malik Neighbours just went into, or they said early stages of concussion protocol.
I don't think he's going to
Uh,
play. So
no, exactly. Which, and then everyone else I was seeing, they're saying he's a real long shot to play. He is 99% of their offense. And then just to make it worse, Devin Singletary groin is going to be out as well. Can't see them scoring many points on. Hopefully, the Seahawks get a couple guys back on defense. I know they missed a few interior guys, but I think they should be back this Sunday. But yeah, can't see Giants scoring many points, and Giants aren't too bad on defense themselves, so I don't think the Seahawks will run away with this. So can see sort of a 27-10 sort of game. Almost went with the Seahawks, but didn't fancy laying the six.
yeah, six was close to me as well. And the Seahawks have done me all right this year. But yeah, six was just a few too many. It could be a bit of a weird game. Okay, my last game pick. I'm taking Commanders versus Browns over 44 and a half. To be honest, everything about this game just kind of screams overs to me. Browns defense not been as formidable as recent years, and as I mentioned last episode, and the Commanders are just moving the ball down the field at will. Their EPA per play is something like zero point 0.4, and I believe the next closest is the Bills on 0.3, and then it's the rest. So they're killing it on offense. And there were also, I watched a bit of the Browns game because I had vested interest in the way of a Amari Cooper touchdown, which I'm still a little bit annoyed got chalked off. The Browns offense sort of it showed signs that it could be okay. There was a bit of Houston Deshaun on show, sort of out of pocket, creating plays on the run and whatnot. So that there could sort of be that aspect. Obviously, the Commanders' defense as well is absolutely horrendous. The Commanders are top of the EPA per play for offense and bottom for defense. So, they're just sort of every game's going to be high scoring with them. And yeah, just a few facts here. Obviously, the Browns, I don't know if they're getting Chubb back. I believe he's been cleared to return.
Yeah, I think he's
So
just back in practice. I don't think he's going to play though.
no. But I think Njoku will play, and he obviously has decent chemistry with Watson. But yeah, the total has gone over in 10 of Cleveland's last 12 on the road. It's gone over in 8 of their last 12. It's gone over in 4 of Washington's last 5, and it's gone over in 5 of Washington's last 7 at home. So give me the over in Commanders versus Browns.
Yeah, love that, mate. Because I have gone the same route. Although I've gone a little bit crazy here. I've gone first quarter over 7.5 points. Browns scored on 8 consecutive opening drives. Whether that's a field goal or a touchdown, that's dating back obviously to last season. And obviously, as we know, Washington with Cliff Kingsbury and Jonah Daniels come out in their last 3 games. It's Bengals, Giants, and Arizona they played last week. Last 3 games, touchdowns in 2 of them, and then a field goal in the other. So Browns get a field goal, Washington touchdown. Obviously, we're looking for 10 points here in the first quarter. 2 pretty good game scripters. I feel like they've got a very good first drive in them, and then 2 pretty average defenses. I mean, as you said, Washington's is very below average, and the Browns have not been up to their standard as they were last year. So yeah, I think we'll be getting off to a hot start in this one. Yeah, I can see points, points, points.
Good to see you joining me on the first quarter shenanigans as well. It's always a pretty fun one to follow.
Yeah, I fancy. I've seen. Yeah, to be fair, I've seen a lot of people going on first quarter like receiving yards recently, and it's been paying off.
All it
But
takes is one big bomb downfield, and then you're there.
exactly, yeah, yeah.
All right, player props. Let's kick it off with the London game, actually. Yeah, I'm going to take Aaron Jones over 64.5 rushing yards. He is going up against a Jets defense that is second in success rates versus the pass this year, but 27th in success rate against the run. So there's definitely sort of a run funnel here for the Vikings. I don't think there'll be a lot of throwing the ball down the field. I'm not sure what the weather's saying either. Not actually here this weekend. I'm in Paris, so I won't be able to watch the game. I was quite looking forward to watching Jefferson versus Sauce Gardner, but unfortunately, probably won't catch it. But yeah, I think the Vikings are going to run the ball a fair amount. Jones had 41 carries in the last 2 weeks. He's been sort of pretty crucial to the Vikings' formula of winning games. Um, yeah, just think this is a pretty good spot for Aaron Jones to continue his good form. And the Jets were pretty rubbish against the run last week against the Broncos, who have been one of the worst teams run the ball this season. So Aaron Jones over 64.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, I'll keep it in London. We said it's the London game, so we've got to make a pick. I'm going to take the opposing running back, Breece Hall, over 52.5 rushing yards. Now, he was nowhere to be seen against the Broncos last week, which made no sense to me. I mean, with the weather raining, they decided to throw it however many times with Aaron Rodgers. He didn't get the ball. I think he got 4 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, he's on. He's actually 0-4, Breece Hall, to his line. So he's gone under every single line that the bookies have put up for him this season, but none have been as low as 52.5. He's 3-1 to this line. Just think it's one of those buy low spots. So going to grab it for Breece Hall. So yeah, I think there's potentially a bit of rain in the air, so that could play to both our advantages. But yeah, Breece Hall over 52.5 rushing yards.
Yep, smart. I mean, he's got to come good eventually, right? There's obviously a player in there, so
Yeah,
why not? Why not in London? I'm keeping it with the running backs, and I'm actually keeping it with King Henry, King Derrick Henry, as I did last week. I believe he he beat his rushing total on his first carry of the game, or first or second carry of the game when he
definitely the first
ran
drive. Yeah, first drive,
eight,
definitely on it.
80
Yeah.
odd yards to the crib. So. But we're not taking his total this time. We're taking his rush attempts, which is over 18.5, and that's at 4 to 5. I mean, mate, you don't really need me to tell you that the Bengals' run defense not been very good this year. And
No,
Derrick
it's not
Henry is
okay.
coming off the back of two absolute monster games where he's had 24 carries and 25 carries respectively. I do think the Bengals are getting a few bodies back on the D line this week. Is that correct?
BJ Hill will play, yes. He's missed the last couple of weeks, so he'll be back. And then I expect the rookie Chris Jenkins to start. But first start going up against Derrick Henry. Yikes.
Yeah, I just think the Ravens run the ball so well, the way the O line sort of manipulates other defensive lines, very clever. And once Henry gets in that groove, he's just really tough to bring down, really tough to stop. I mean, 18 and a half, really below 20. I just can't see him having less than 20 carries in a game, um, especially the way he's playing at the moment. So, yeah, Derrick Henry over 18.5, rush attempts at 4 to 5.
Nice, mate. Speaking of someone who carries the ball a lot, I can't believe I haven't got on this guy yet. It's Jordan Mason, going over 85.5 rushing yards. I mean, it's a huge line, but they absolutely pound the rock with him. He's averaging 22 carries a game. Three of the games he's gone over, I think, 120 yards. The only game he went under 100, he's still got 77. Um, yeah, Brock Purdy's actually, I think he's got a bit of an injury back, maybe. They said he's sort of day to day at the moment. I mean, I think he will play. But from the clips I did see of that 49ers Patriots game, he was running about everywhere behind the line of scrimmage. I'm not really sure what was going on. But yeah, I think in this game as well, they should be able to control the ball home against Arizona. They're 7 point favorites. I think it'll be quite a high scoring one as well. So I like Mason to yeah, stay in the game, not get taken out in a sort of a blowout, for example. But yeah, it's a high line. But yeah, I think we're probably looking at another 100-yard game for Jordan Mason here. So take that. That's 10 to 13. For some reason, his 10 to 11 line isn't up. So I don't know. I just took
Yeah,
10 to 13. I don't know why they do that.
yeah, me neither. Yeah, I'm annoyed I don't have a pick in this game. I quite enjoy betting on the Cardinals games. They're always quite fun. But yeah, my last pick is going to be, it's actually in the Broncos game, which is usually against all my principles, but we're going there. I'm taking Gardner Minshew's longest completion under 32 and a half yards. Now, of all the four quarterbacks to play against the Broncos this year, no one has gone over that mark for starters. Minshew himself has only gone over this total twice against the Panthers because, I mean, of course, awful defense. And then against the Chargers, who give up tons of explosive passing plays, just not very good at limiting the big plays. I really also don't think anyone on the Raiders roster is at all capable of producing an explosive play if Davante Adams isn't playing. Maybe the is it Trey Tucker, the guy, the sort of
Yeah,
Debo-ish receiver?
he was
He
doing
was,
loads of like end arounds against the Browns, wasn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, to lose it to like a catch and run to a running back would be pretty disastrous. But the Raiders just really lack explosiveness on offense. I can't imagine Minshew throwing it far downfield against Pat Surtain, Riley Moss, Jaquan McMillan. Been probably one of the best defensive units in the league this year. Um, yeah, count me out for a big Minshew game this week. Under 32 and a half, longest completion. Did I say reception earlier? Maybe I did. I can't remember. But yeah, longest completion under 32 and a half for Gardner Minshew.
I was looking at Jacoby Myers' unders, but I didn't know how much Sertain, if Sertain was really bothered to track him all game because he's not that good. But so yeah, I left that. Went instead to Tutu Atwell. His overs in receiving yards 47 and a half. That is 10 to 11. This is kind of the opposite to the Breece Hall pick. Said Breece Hall pick was a sort of buy low spot. This is a buy high spot. His lines in the last 2 weeks have been 20 and a half and 39 and a half. But he's absolutely smashed them by going for 93 yards and then 82. That was against the 49ers and the Bears, so pretty good pass defenses. He's obviously wide receiver one at the minute with Cup and Nakua still down. So yeah, I think this game could be a bit of a shootout in LA between the Packers. So yeah, I like wide receiver one for the Rams to go over 47 and a half yards. Feel like that's even though his line's sort of going up and up, I still think that probably is a bit too low. So yeah, I will take that.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right. I will go through mine again quickly. So I've got the Packers minus a three against the Rams, which is my play of the week. Commanders versus Browns over 44.5. Saints plus the 5.5. Aaron Jones over 64.5 rushing yards. Derrick Henry over 18.5 rushing attempts. And Gardner Minshew's longest completion under 32 and a half yards.
Also went with the Saints 5.5. That is my play of the week. Seahawks and Giants under 43.5. Washington v Cleveland, that's over 7.5. First quarter points. Jordan Mason over 85.5 rushing yards. Breece Hall over 52.5 rushing yards. And Tutu Atwell over 47.5 receiving yards.
Lovely jubbly. There we are. Uh, we have got TNF coming up. Not
Not even
tonight's
looked.
game. It's
Not even looked.
Niners Seahawks. Niners getting three, and the total is 47.
Is this in Seattle?
This is in Seattle. Yes.
Minus Seahawks.
I mean, my immediate reaction was under 47. Was
Yeah,
it?
I might
Oh, I don't know
take.
actually.
I go with the Niners. I'm gonna go Niners.
Yeah, I'd be a lot more confident taking the Niners money line at whatever those odds are, 5 to 8. Um, yeah, -3, 110. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'd probably go on the Niners as well. I think I think eventually they have to sort of just gel and everything will be working out all right.
Yeah,
But at the time being, they're a little bit sort of scattered everywhere, and the offense is good one week, the defense is good the next week. But yeah, that is TNF. Mate, thanks very much for joining and best luck with your picks this week.
yeah. We've got a couple of similar ones today, mate. So we'll either go down together or we're winning together.
Yeah, Yeah, we could be 12-0, we could be 0-12. That's the beauty of it. Everyone else, thank you for listening as always, and catch you in the next one.